You're a lifelong Georgia Bulldog fan.
Oh, you know I am, baby.
Got some good news for you.
What you got for me?
Speedy's son worked out with him Friday.
What? Oh my God! It just keep getting better and better, baby.
He didn't sign or anything like that, but they called from because he went to Georgia Tech earlier that week.
Oh God!
And they was there, yeah.
Yeah.
And they was there, and then they called him to come to their facilities Friday and worked out.
Okay.
So how would you feel Speedy's son's playing for your team?
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't seen this young man, some of his highlight tapes and stuff like that. It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus to have somebody that I graduated with, his son, go to my school, and now that I actually go to Georgia games,
Yeah.
I can see this kid play. Like, that's amazing. That's incredible, bro.
Yeah.
You can't beat that with a stick, I'm telling you.
It was a dream come true for me too. I mean, even though I'm not a Georgia
Yeah,
fan, but
just
still.
to see somebody from our neighborhood where we grew up, son making it, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's big right there. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, now to some football drama. Adrian Peterson.
When did this dude stop getting beat up? Like, bro, you big as the world, man. Like, you huge. Who should be beating you up?
A little.
And then a little dude, just a regular dude, one of us,
Yeah.
just socking him up. Like, who does that?
That's
Man.
crazy.
Which I know he said they was friends or whatever. Maybe he really didn't want to lay hands on him like that.
Oh, that's what it was? He was friends with him?
Maybe. Yeah, they are friends. They are friends. So that could have, let me hold back a little bit. I don't want to hurt my friend. But if somebody throwing hands on you, bro.
But he was the aggressor, though.
That's what I'm saying. How you going to be the aggressor then get beat up?
It was a combination, too. Yeah.
Oh, man, he socked him up good, bro. God, if you go back and look at that video, he socked him up.
He laid him down, and then, I guess Adrian just tackled him, but...
Well, yeah, because he's strong,
Yeah, but
so
he really lost.
Yeah.
That's bad.
But you got to remember, too, I think he tried to have like a boxing career or something. They was socking him up in there.
Le'Veon Bell, I think.
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. That right there. If your mindset ain't right for you gambling or doing whatever it is you doing, bro, don't do that. Don't, because people gonna get heated, man. You gonna get socked up. I mean, I don't know no other way to say it.
Damn.
But I thought that was hilarious, though.
It was.
It was funny.
All right. So,
Yes.
And then we got other sad news with Antonio Brown. He's facing 15 years when he come back he's overseas. He's trying to avoid the police, whatever. But he's facing 15 years.
I haven't really heard nothing about that. What did he do?
It's a lot of stuff he did, but he was got in a fight after a celebrity boxing match.
Oh,
and then a gun got pulled out.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah.
Do you think he got CTE?
It's possible, man. That dude,
From Grace.
Whew. And you seen all the shots he took up there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were laying him out.
Yeah.
So it's quite possible he do have it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I mean, you gotta think, Junior Seau.
Yeah.
It's so many cases. Like, he don't seem too short of what those other guys was doing. Like, right before things happened to them, they was flipping out going crazy. So,
yeah. Wow. So, I don't know if you heard about the Vanderbilt quarterback. He didn't do nothing wrong, but he pretty much said they're going to pretty much run the SEC. If they win it this year, they're going to run the SEC. They're definitely going to beat out Tennessee. They're going to own Tennessee because And it makes good sense because think about it. When people go on vacations to Tennessee or visit Tennessee, where are they going to go? To Nashville.
Nashville, yeah.
And that's where, and they have the most money in NILs because you got all these country music people, so they can get the players they want.
Yeah, you got a point, but
You still thinking of Vanderbilt of old, but it's NIL now, so
yeah, and that do make a difference. I mean, it make a difference with pretty much every college team that's got money.
yeah,
You know, you can afford to buy just like Miami bought Beck.
yeah,
$5 million, like
yeah,
who in college making $5 million plus endorsements?
right,
So I mean, any school at this point can be great. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But it's how when you get this money, or what's your mindset? If you already got money, that's one thing.
hmm
But if you take somebody from, let's just say, our neighborhood, and you all of a sudden give them $7 million in a sports car,
yeah,
that changes things. Am I still gonna work out as hard? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got money.
yeah.
I got money now because that's guaranteed money. Them kids ain't under contract.
But it's just it's supposed to be a stepping stone. They can make so much more when they get to the next level. Because
Yeah.
I mean, $7 million and the way they're gonna spend it, that's not gonna last long.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, in my opinion, if I spend a bunch of money on one kid and I don't spend if I don't put the weapons around him that he need,
Yeah.
how good is he actually gonna be? I don't spend so much money on you that I couldn't spend money in other places to put weapons around you to make you great.
But that's what he was saying. That city, because they got a lot of country music artists,
Yeah.
and it's a traveling, it's a vacation spot.
Yeah.
So that city's gonna
They
have
definitely
money.
got money, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they beat Alabama last year.
Yeah, they did, and that was something we couldn't do. So I mean, hey, you know.
So what do you think your Bulldogs gonna be like this year?
When I watched the G game, I like Gunnar Scott. I think he gonna be okay. Last year, you know, he kind of got thrown in a situation. You know, he was young. I mean, he performed like any
Yeah.
quarterback that just get thrown in the game like that. But I thought he did good last year. And when I watched the G game, he definitely don't step his passing up. We already know he got the wheels. He can run.
Yeah.
He mobile.
Yeah.
I like it. And we got some good receivers. So
Yeah.
I think that's, you know, and we always keep the running backs.
Oh yeah.
And we always going to be hard on defense. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't see why we couldn't be the next Alabama and run it for a while, you know.
Yeah.
But like you said, NIL do change things.
Mhm.
And you got schools that can afford to pay these kids. You gonna get the talent, you know.
Mhm. Wow.
So,
So there, you did mention the defense just a second ago. So do you have your top defensive ends or pass rushers that you really like your top three?
honestly, I don't have a single player
Mhm.
because when I look at our defense, I look at our defense as a whole.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that we have a lot of defensive linemen that we can rotate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to just pick one or two or three, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's so much talent on that defensive line, man.
Yeah.
You know, and we lost 13 kids to the draft.
Yeah, and I got one of them.
Who you got?
Walker, number 11.
Oh, Walker, yeah. Who was he?
He was a-
Outside linebacker?
Yeah, he was a tweener. He played inside, outside,
Yeah.
but he was definitely a captain on the team. So
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait for him because I know he's gonna make a difference. Then we also got the pass rusher from Tennessee, the Vols, number 27.
Oh,
Pierce or something
yeah,
like
yeah, I know.
So
what
we're
you're
gonna be
talking
looking good. And finally, the Falcons made a difference in drafting a Georgia Bulldog. It didn't make any sense for them to be
Right
letting their hometown people go because Eagles definitely capitalized on it.
Yeah.
They picked up everybody from the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Like everybody.
Oh,
they got at least 8 or 9 people from the Bulldogs.
And most of them came from our defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like literally, and that's been the Falcons' biggest kryptonite. It's just their defense, no pass rushing. But yet they got a football factory up the street, and they didn't get not one of them until this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how the NFL go about picking play. I do understand, hey, you gotta pick what you need and this and that, but dude, you got so much talent right there in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You letting these kids, just like what was that tight end we had? Brock.
Yeah.
How do you let talent like that miss you, man?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
Even before that, he wasn't as good as Brock, but he was huge. He was like 6'7" or 6'8" tight end. I think he went to Pittsburgh. I forgot his name. But
I think wasn't he like number 0 for us? Or something?
Yeah. I mean, they always get 5-star, 4-star athletes. So
yeah. Dang. But I mean that go down to Kirby. He's a good recruiter.
And most of them are coming from Georgia.
Yeah. I mean,
so he ain't got to go too far, and he just goes to
just go down the street. Let's go over here, and that go your running back right there.
Yeah.
A running back coming out of high school should not be 6'2", 240 pounds. Like, where's what?
Yeah, it's football factory down here.
God. Georgia got the talent, man.
Mm-hmm. Even like Malachi Starks, I remember the safety, number 24.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him. I remember watching him play in high school, and he was doing the same thing, but he played like quarterback also.
Yep. He was a dual.
Yeah, dual threat quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I just hated that he wore 24 as a quarterback, and that just did something for me.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I'm traditional with that.
Yeah, you gotta switch them jerseys. You got to.
Yeah, you can't wear 24 as a quarterback.
Be a quarterback.
But even he went to the Ravens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They just know how to draft to me.
Yeah.
Their defense, I will say, is in like the way they always get the best defensive players is basically like Georgia to me.
Yeah. They always. I mean, come on, man. Ray Lewis. So many great defensive players been through there, man. Like it's just what they recruit is what they sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's like they go in the draft looking for monsters on defense, and they always have a good defense.
That's crazy,
but it's like you said, it's just like Georgia because they recruit running backs like crazy. Like they sign running backs.
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
And this dude, they talking about that dude was washed up, bro.
They know how to.
He's still a monster, bro.
Yeah.
He is a monster.
Yeah. So, do you have them going far in the playoffs, the Ravens? Like, I mean, 'cause they always go to the championship and lose some kind of way. Not the championship because they get beat by Buffalo, and then Buffalo gets beat by Kansas City. So, do you feel like they can finally beat Buffalo and then meet up with Kansas City in the championship game to go to the Super Bowl?
I think at this point they got all the players that they need. They got a good offense, they got a solid offense, and they got a solid defense. What it's gonna come down to now is being able to keep these players in line to make it through a whole season without getting in no trouble and not doing nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And coaching.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Shedeur Sanders, Deion's son. I mean, she already had it bad enough where he fell to the fifth round. And then just this past week he gets caught doing 100 miles per hour in like a 50 or 60 mile zone. What's your take on that?
Young and stupid. Young and dumb. I'm in the NFL. I'm out here living my dreams. Who gonna tell me I can't do this? I'm Deion Sanders' son. Who gonna tell me I can't do this? It's different when you at Colorado and you at Jackson State with your dad, because your dad gonna be right there and say, hey, cut that crap out. Sit down somewhere. Don't get in no trouble. Don't mess yourself up. Now all of a sudden, Dion in Colorado, he in Cleveland. Who gonna tell me I can't do this?
I mean,
common sense ain't so common for everybody.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, because Henry Ruggs, he was from Alabama too, homegrown kid, and his best friend. I don't know if you heard about that story, but his best friend, they went to some camp or something like that when it was raining. But his best friend had died. Henry Ruggs' best friend had died in a car crash because he was flying or something like that. And then, fast forward, Henry Ruggs make it to the NFL, and then he takes somebody's life by speeding and stuff like that. And he was a good kid. He never got in trouble before. He never had, he wasn't that kind of person. But the wrong decisions, and he ended up killing somebody. But he's about to get out.
And you would think, with him experiencing what happened with his friend, why would you do that? I don't, and I ain't gonna say it's a different generation from us.
Right.
Kids gonna be kids. We did stuff when we was young. We had souped up Regals and stuff like that. Yeah, we was gonna do some dumb stuff. But we didn't do that.
No.
Well, one, we didn't have cars that went 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
That
makes a difference.
In seconds. That's crazy.
That make a difference for real. But, like I said, Shedeur, he grew up with that. Being the son of Dion, this ain't nothing new to you. What are you trying to prove right now?
Right.
But they said his girlfriend, she was like in another car doing like 90-some miles an hour. So I don't know. I ain't got the whole story. Maybe they could have been heated with each other. Who knows?
Wow. And then, did you hear about? I don't know if he was playing around, but Trayvon Diggs. He's the brother of Stephon Diggs, and then he's the cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. He said he wants to play football until his son can get to the NFL. So he's planning on playing until he's 40.
It could be done.
Football?
It could be done. I mean, look at Tom Brady. He was like 45?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it could be done.
Dang.
I don't know though. I mean, Tom Brady was in a position though where, when he was at the Patriots, he had a good line. He didn't really get sacked a lot. He was a pocket passer. You know what I'm saying? Not a big risk though. Yeah,
he checked down a lot. It was very rare that he was, they left him like open
to get smacked.
For a deep, like a deep route where he has to wait for them to develop.
Right.
It's more like check downs and stuff like that.
But
as a cornerback, even if he do lose speed, they'll move him to like a safety or something. But I'm thinking Rod Woodson, he didn't play till he was 40, but he played a long time.
Yeah, he did. And Polamalu played for a while.
Yeah.
I think he was like 37.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be done. But
would you want to play that long?
No, sir. I don't even want to go to work right now. I'm 46, and I ain't getting hit all day long. I ain't tackling 200-pound running backs. You know,
it ain't. To me, I don't think it ain't really worth it unless it's really a dream of his just to
play with his son. Like LeBron.
But that's two different sports, though.
Exactly. Football is way more physical than basketball. But I guess if you can keep your love, your passion for the sport And maybe that's something that's making him passionate to keep playing, to possibly play with his son.
Yeah.
Because I know, even me as a father, and I got 2 sons, of course, you know, raising them up. Yeah, that was one of my dreams. Hey, let me at least get them up to a place where they can go to work, which they both joined the Army. But that makes you proud as a parent, because like, hey, I got these kids up, grown enough to go out in the workforce, and
I mean, I think I'll be satisfied just for my son just to get to the NFL, but I don't necessarily have to play with him.
Yeah, Now I ain't really feeling that right there,
but because the position his son is grooming to be is a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like a quarterback, and he's the person that go against the quarterback.
Exactly.
So now what's the chances? I mean, I'm pretty sure they won't sign him to the same team, but what is the chances you play against your son and then
you gotta intercept him?
You pick him off, and then you leave a bad taste. That could have ended his career right there.
Or the end of y'all relationship. Dad, why you pick me out? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Knock the ball down.
You know what I'm saying? Now he on the bench and stuff.
Yeah, like that's no.
I know I'm thinking too far ahead, but I'm just saying.
It's weird. It's weird. Like, why should that be your motivation to keep playing the game? Because I want to play with my son or against my son.
Because I'm pretty sure they don't need the money at that point.
No.
And not at that point. 20 years. That's 20 years.
No. They not need no kind of money like that, bro. They ain't hurting for nothing. But 20 years at cornerback?
Yeah, RDB, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're moving to safety.
To me, at safety, you gotta hit hard. Most safeties that I remember, that I think of, running a lot and these dudes head hung.
Yeah.
If you ain't got that mentality,
and you still got to have that acceleration to break on the ball, like if
Oh yeah. If it get behind, if it get behind the cornerback, you got to get there. So
I'm pretty sure at that age, he's already an elite player anyway.
Yeah.
But his experience will help. He'll see plays developing way before.
Yeah, and then you keep somebody around like that, you probably not gonna start them on every play.
Nah.
But that's a good person to have on your team,
like a coach on the field.
Right. Yeah. So he can help groom the people coming in, the kids coming in, whatever, and you probably put him in 2 or 3 plays here and there. You know what I'm saying? But you don't keep him. You don't try and keep him as an elite player.
Right. As a starter.
As a starter, yeah. But I don't know. That's something to think about for real, bro. Like 20 years of being a cornerback, all the shots. No, man, my body.
Right.
My body hurt now, and I don't play football, but
Damn. But I'm going back to that quarterback in Vanderbilt. He's making. That's a big statement.
That is a big statement, considering
because Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
He's talking about running the SEC because of the NILs, because they will have the money for it.
And it's possible, but like I said, in the school with money, got potential to run. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing about Texas.
Yeah.
Look how big Texas is.
Yeah.
You got Dallas, you got Houston.
Yeah.
You got NFL teams.
Yeah, but they always get the big name players too, though.
Yeah, they got Art Manning.
Yeah.
So.
So, I know we didn't discuss this, but I'm becoming a fan. I know it was probably clickbait anyway, but Arch Manning got a little soul in the dog. He was in the hood.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I know. I don't care. I give him props for that because he didn't have to do it.
No.
He didn't have to go.
Now what was he there for? Was that?
It was a teammate of his. I guess he was having some kind of
like a little camp or something.
A camp,
Yeah.
but and then he took him back to, because he took him to his hood.
Yeah, to the neighborhood.
And he fit in. I mean,
Yeah.
I know he had cameras around, but I feel like, I don't think it was staged, what I'm trying to get at.
From what I saw, the video that I saw, it did not look staged to me.
And if you ever watch his
Yeah.
highlights, and he celebrates like,
One up.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to him coming out next year, because
Yeah,
just think about a Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, but with wheels.
exactly.
And
That's what
swag.
you ain't seen. He more like his granddad.
Yeah.
He more like his granddad had the wheels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So I'm kind of looking forward to him in
Which-
the league, not playing in the SEC, of course, but he is.
yeah.
But when he gets to the pros, I think he might be a real threat.
Oh yeah. Well, you got three of the best teachers you could ever have. A granddad and two uncles.
Yeah,
I mean, come
And
on.
he got
and they
wheels.
was good.
yeah, and he got wheels to go with it.
Yeah.
So the coverage would be a piece of cake, and if it breaks down, I'm looking forward to that.
He one phone call away from just being like, hey, you know, what did you see that I did wrong?
They done coached him up.
They
way
own it.
before.
Yeah, they own it.
But
So,
they said Dallas reason why Dallas didn't go after a big name coach
mhm,
is because they really are tanking for the future, because he'll be coming out
yeah,
on this draft after this season.
yeah.
So if the Dallas coach, they went and got a lame
Just
coach.
mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre coach.
Mhm.
And if he lose, if they have a losing season, they're gonna be picking.
Yeah, they'll have a high draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, a high draft pick.
So that would be interesting, because he's not even from Texas, but he's playing at Texas, right?
Yeah, I think they from. Where the man from?
Yeah, originally from New Orleans, but
Right.
they all went to different
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
So I guess after their pro career and stuff. I mean, with their pro career, but
Well, you know, Eli and Manning, they do that. They got a show on ESPN, I think.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they might be kind of close to each other. I don't know. But, I mean,
But that's what they're saying. Dallas is really tanking for him.
trying to tank the season for him. to
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah,
And it makes sense. I could see a lot of NFL teams doing that.
yeah,
You know, because you got a losing season, you gonna get some of the top picks.
Yeah.
You gonna get some of the top
and
draft
then you
picks.
can give up a few players just to move up, like
Exactly.
trades and stuff. Because
Mhm.
Dak will be trade bait,
Yep.
you know. So that would be interesting.
He don't have a weird career down there in Dallas. I don't know what that got on, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. He can tank all he want to or lose all he want to. I just want the Falcons to, I can't complain
Well, I mean,
because we ain't had a good team. So, but this year is gonna change though.
you think?
Oh yeah. With
I
your
really
boy, your boy Walker on that edge, dog. That's all we needed.
Yeah.
And then Michael Penix is gonna do his thing as
Yeah.
a first-year starter from week 1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna be legit.
So, kind of bouncing back a little bit,
Mhm.
Shador, have you seen him in camp? Outside of the little
Yeah,
incident,
yeah.
bro, look good, man.
He do. I think he'll be. The starter probably around week 6.
Yeah. So, who they got for a startup now?
Joe Flacco,
Flacco.
40-year-old quarterback, and we were just talking about old quarterbacks.
Yeah. I'm gonna say around week 4, week 5. They're probably gonna ease them
Because
off.
they got a good team. They picked up
They do.
Judkins, the running back from Ohio State,
Yeah.
and they picked up another running back.
And they already had Nick Chubb, right?
Yeah, but they let him go.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, because he had his
Yeah, the knee.
another one. So
Yeah,
he's a tough ass dude, dog.
he really is, man. Because I know when he got hurt in the Tennessee Georgia game, blew his knee out then. they thought he was gonna be out for a whole season. And
Yeah.
he was right back in there
Yeah.
like week 4 or something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, since he's been taking a lot of major knee surgeries and a lot of, do you think he should just let it go? Like, or how many years would you give him before? Because he did a lot.
Yeah, but I don't want to give up on him because now we bouncing back to Adrian Peterson. Blew his knee out and everybody kind of counted him out, but he came back and did maybe, 3 or 4 years, and they was solid years.
But the only reason why Adrian Peterson kept trying to prolong his career because he didn't manage his money right.
Well, yeah.
And he was just, because he was, I mean, he'd been washed up, but he literally tried to stretch it out as long as he could.
Yeah, and normally when you see football players retire and they do crazy stuff like try and go into boxing or MMA fighting,
Mm-hmm.
you know that's what they do.
Yeah.
Because if I don't work hard and made all this money, when I retire, I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my life. Now,
Yeah.
I might go to ESPN
Yeah.
if I can speak to the crowd and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be a commentator. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting beat up no more after I don't play 10 years in the NFL at a running back.
Because
Like,
your
no.
head is the target. So,
Exactly.
you know, who the fuck wants to do that shit?
We ain't doing that, bro. We is not doing that. But
Look, they can do all those little prep, organizations to get these kids in the right path once they get the money, but they still do stupid shit.
yeah. Cause I know a lot of NFL teams, when they sign them, they send them through like financial classes and stuff like that.
And they still don't, they still fuck up.
They still mess it up, bro. They don't. I don't know, but like I said, man, it's just like LeBron James. This dude came out of high school with over $100 million. Nike signed him.
Yeah.
The team signed. I mean, you giving an 18-year-old $100 million.
But he never had off the field problems.
No, he didn't. I'm just using that, because of the age.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna be smart like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You give me $100 million at 18, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I'm just being real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do whatever I want until I get caught.
But this is my thing. So since we're talking about NILs and stuff like that, on the previous podcast, I mentioned that I feel like it's fine, but I feel like what happened with your quarterback Beck, and he just he didn't go to the league or nothing like that. He just went to another school down the street.
Yeah.
So do you think it should be a contract or no? What do you think? Like with your NILs, if I give you the NIL, that means you play for me, or for a couple years, or do you think it should be?
Well, I think it should be some kind of contract, but I also think it needs to be a cap on it. Yeah, like.
And they got, but look though, just like that quarterback said from Vanderbilt, that city has the money for it.
Yeah.
They got the monies.
Yeah.
So it ain't my fault that your school is in, like, say, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
that's where life ain't fair is comes to truth.
But and see that's why I think okay, just cap it off, $2 million. Give them $2 million. That way, it's not so one sided. Because to me, with NILs, you don't have to recruit.
No,
Alabama built themselves up.
They just show you the check.
Yeah.
Come on, I got it.
I got the bag right here.
And that's what they say.
We're gonna drop the bag on.
That's recruiting. But
that's the recruiting. And to me, when it takes away from good coaches like Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, they know how to get out there and recruit and can get these kids in. But hell, if I get the kids in and you offer them $5 million, hell, I just wasted my time trying to recruit you.
Yeah.
If I can't match that $5, I think it should be like a limit, just to kind of keep it fair across football.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Vanderbilt can just go out there and buy every good player.
But look how long they've been on the bottom since the history of football. You know what I'm saying? Now they got the monies to do what they can do. It's like, let them eat.
Yeah.
Let 'em eat.
but then, too, like, what if they put boosters and stuff like that?
That counts too. That counts too.
I mean, it's
Let them eat. Because it did get boring before all this stuff happened. Because it was either Georgia and Alabama that was going to be in the SEC championship.
Yeah, LSU.
But really it was them two. Those LSUs, but it's always the same team.
Yeah.
LSU, Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Because Florida fell off from grace. Tennessee,
yeah.
They ain't really, consistent enough. So I do like other teams doing something. Because like Ole Miss can only go so far. I mean, they're a good team, but they can only go.
Texas A&M, they pretty solid, but then again,
they can't get to that. They can't get past Georgia or Alabama. So.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for everybody eating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can get down with that. I ain't gonna lie, but I feel like giving them kids that much money, that young, like, if you gonna do it, manage it for them. Like, make sure they in good hands.
Georgia high school players get paid.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's a kid that plays for Deion now. He's a quarterback, but he had the highest NIL.
Out of high school?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Juju Smith.
Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
It's a Smith, but it's Juju. That's all I can call him. Yeah. But yeah, he was a rock star, dog.
That's crazy.
They get paid in college. Paid in high school. And that coach at Carrollton High School, because that's where you passed it coming here. Carrollton.
Yeah.
That coach is the highest, and he haven't even won a championship for him with him. And but he came from another team up the street where the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the long hair dude.
Trevor? Is it Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. He was his coach in high school.
Really?
Yeah, so he's a quarterback whisperer in high school in this area. So, but he's the highest paid coach in high school, and that's all across and from all the United States.
What?
Yeah.
Oxford had.
Yeah,
they had one.
He went to Hoover, and then from Hoover he went to another school up here in Gainesville, Georgia. That's the school where Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
So they go to these football factories, and because they got like certain schools, high schools will pay you big money just to keep their school relevant. So Georgia is one of them, and for Alabama, Oxford is one, but their money ain't as big as like those schools in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Oxford still hold their weight though.
Yeah, they well, I told you my homeboy Big Al. That's where he came out of Oxford and went to Tennessee. So they got some talent down there. Matter of fact, I was telling you I bought a truck yesterday. The guy I bought the truck from, he played quarterback at Oxford.
Wow.
So they got talent down there.
So just keep it there, because I know they let the Fegan brothers get recruited to go to Trustford, or that school in Birmingham. What's the name of the school? But that's where Tua brother went to.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Dang, I can't think of the name of it, but I know which school you're talking about. Yeah. Thompson, yep.
Yeah. So that school is like a rich area, and so they recruited the Fegan brothers, and they had Tua brother playing with them. Or they recruit hard, so most of the time that's where people gonna go.
Yeah, it's like Piedmont.
Yeah.
Piedmont.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They heavy recruit like that. And I don't know why I thought it was weird when you said kids are making money in high school because Piedmont they pay their kids.
Yeah.
They come there, they pay their parents to move
Yeah.
there. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, and Piedmont got I think when Obama was president, they got some kind of award from Obama for being some kind of top school or some top science school. But
Yeah, they became a dynasty because I know when we was in high school, they was a homecoming team.
yeah,
Where you
you knew you were gonna win.
Yeah. So, but then they turned into a dynasty for years. So,
And I think Monte last year playing with Webb, and they beat them once, but then they lost to them
in the playoffs.
in the playoffs. Yeah. So
They got turf and everything.
yeah, that stadium is awesome up there. It's